We have
Can
to
everyone
also,
hear me? I know we had lots of issues last time, so I'm hoping that my sound quality is much better tonight.
Just before you start, Helen, can we unspotlight Nina?
Ah, yes.
Please.
Let's unspotlight Nina. Thanks, Con. There we go. Have we unspotlighted? Woo! All right.
Yes.
Okay.
Very good.
Welcome everyone to Meraki, the graduate exhibition of our Advanced Diploma of Creative Product Development students in 2020. I just wanted to, I know I don't have to say this because you're Zoom experts by now, but before we start, if you could just mute microphones, and we will have a little bit of a video showreel happening. So during that time, if you could also turn off videos. It's really lovely to see you all here tonight, especially given that we've had a few technical issues going into this meeting this afternoon. So big thank you to Con and Neil for troubleshooting that together with me. It's really lovely to see all of the students here, teachers, staff, of course, friends and family. Oops. I've been spotlighted. Well, you get notification when you've been spotlighted.
Okay.
And special guests and sponsors to come here tonight to support the students on this really special night. I also, before we start, of course, acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which I work and live, and recognise their continued connection to water, land and community, and pay respect to elders, past, present and emerging. I know everyone knows this piece of information as well, but usually this night would be held in A Space Gallery. But of course we couldn't have done that. We couldn't do that this year. So here we are in our, what is now a very well regarded and celebrated A Space online. It's been, needless to say, a really challenging year for you all. And I really do congratulate all of you, the Advanced Diploma students, for not just for the incredible and diverse work that you've produced, but for your perseverance. And they haven't had one of the things, the students in our Advanced Diploma this year haven't had one of the things that makes the course really unique and special for the students in the course, and that's their shared studio time with each other on campus. COVID, of course, took that away. So it's been a really tough time for them, not having access to their own personal studio spaces, to the teachers on campus, to facilities and things like that. So I know it's been a really incredibly tough year for you, and that's another reason that tonight is a really big reason to celebrate, a big event to celebrate. And I recognise also our international students in the Advanced Diploma have had a very tough year, being away from family, and often family also affected by COVID in their home countries. So before we start, could we just unmute our mics and give the students an applause? Hey. Well done, everyone. And I know you've all played a really you've also played a really big part in making tonight happen. You haven't just been the students with an exhibition put together. You've actually all been really actively involved, and we'll talk to you, some of you later. We'll hear from you. We'll see of course, the work that you've produced, and a nice little show reel that we'll show in a minute. But I would also like to take this time before we really kick off to thank all of the teachers in the Advanced Diploma. So Con, Neil, Warren, Kirsten, Sean, Jody, Bill, Ben. What a great job you've done. And I know from being through this year with everyone that they have done absolutely everything they could to make this year what it should be for our Advanced Diplomas in terms of building curriculum, pastoral care. There's been a lot of thought and support has gone into that on the behalf of the teachers. As always, hats off to you. Big thanks to admin and our technicians who are always behind any initiative we run in the department. And I'd also, again, like to give a special thanks to Catherine Campbell. Catherine, are you on tonight? Catherine, you're here. Can I spotlight you?
Yeah, I'm here. Hello.
Hi, can I spotlight you? Because this is our last
exhibition. No, I'm not on video tonight.
Okay, all right, I won't spotlight you then. But I just wanted to say, Catherine, I know I said it a couple of weeks ago at the Diploma exhibition that you really are, and I use this phrase, the mind and the muscle behind A Space online this year. and all the way through from its conception through to building every single one of these sites, and having to collect work and work a lot of hours outside of your normal hours to make this happen. And that's been a really, without you, none of this would be happening tonight.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks,
Literally.
Catherine. Yeah, literally. Well, we wouldn't be here. We'd just be talking to each other. Anyway, so that we're looking to wrap up by 8 o'clock tonight. As I said, there's some really good things happening. We're going to hear from students. We're going to hear from teachers. We're going to introduce artwork. And that's what we... And awards, of course, the awards, the all-important awards. And I'd just also like to say, just jump into the chat room. I can see some chats coming through already, which is fantastic. But just actively engage in there, and we'll monitor that through the night and pull things out to bring back into the main forum. So without further ado, I'm going to actually...
we'll have to ask Neil to
Neil?
go to the website.
Yep. Or I can just do it, because I think I can do it actually, Neil. I'm going to go here.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Oh, actually, sorry, Neil, you will have to do it. Sorry.
Okay. No, that's okay. We need the website. There we go.
So, Neil, we have to go to the About Us tile.
Ooh.
Just on the top.
All right.
That's it.
Yep, yep.
And
This is the video, is it?
Yep.
And then go full screen. Beautiful. Watch this, guys. There's no audio though.
Sorry, Neil, you need to share it with
share
your
with
original.
audio. Okay.
Yep.
Sorry. Darcy, I'm sorry. Take 2. I'll fix it in the edit. Share computer sound, desktop 2. Now it's buffered, you see, so it's good. Good news.
Here we go.
There we go.
Wow, what an introduction.
Thank you. That's amazing. Thanks, Darcy. I hear that Darcy spent a fair bit of time getting the, I think she mentioned the other day, a good few hours looking for the music to go with that. It works really well. Now I'm going to hand over to actually Neil, who's already sharing the screen. And Neil is actually going to introduce some of our, he's going to introduce all of our advanced diploma artists. Over to you, Neil.
Okay. Yeah, so this is a real pleasure to talk about everyone's work, and yeah, after spending so much time together over the year, especially in first semester, I feel like we've spent a lot of time setting everything up together. So it's such a pleasure. Like the works at the end just seemed to appear, and it was following through on all the stuff that you've been talking about all year, and I had the pleasure of helping with that. Am I accidentally drawing on this? What's happening? Or is someone else Zoom drawing?
Accidentally annotating.
How do I clear annotations? That's outrageous. Disable annotations. Annotate. Clear. Ah, there we go. All year I haven't seen any annotations. All year people have been able to graffiti all over everything. Yeah. And the one night. All right. So let's introduce the artist. So Martin is a figurative painter whose quest for knowledge throughout the course has been inspirational. We've had many great discussions on the paintings in progress, which he would just continuously just drag more and more information out of me and the other mentors, just looking at the work and demanding more information, how to make it better and better each time. And with each piece, you know, there's just this continuous improvement, which has just been really amazing. And they're very, very large pieces. If you get a chance to see them in person, take it up. Yeah, they're impressive, especially the last painting is this one here. It's the largest of them all. It's got this beautiful gold throughout the piece, and it's a very, very, very powerful image. Great. And now Isabel. Isabel does pop surreal psychedelic compositions heavily inspired by 60s and 70s counterculture. She switched to Procreate in the second half of the year and has adapted her clean and bold sort of acrylic Posca marker kind of style to the digital really well. Each piece is improvised and trusts in its materials and trusts in her process, and the final pieces are quite surprising to both us and to Isabel herself. Danny's works are bold, clean digital artworks with an individual style, which strike a great balance between cartooning and realism. Each piece has a clear message and purpose, whether that's a bold political statement or to capture the personality of a loved one. I particularly love the subtlety in the shading on these, you know, that combined with these really hard, beautiful edges. Really enjoy them. They're fantastic. Luella, oh, I've got to scroll my text. Luella has a huge collection of wildly colourful pop artworks reflecting months of experiments and refinement in the use of various materials and layering. The images are created on layered sheets of acetate, much like old school animation cells, if you've ever seen all those old things. Yeah, and take the time to read through the captions as you browse the work on the gallery site. There's a powerful statement in the contrast of these images of vibrant women against the captions, which are records of misogyny by historical cultural figures in the captions. It's a powerful contrast and something that really makes you pause and think. Oh, got to keep swapping programs. Here we go. Justin's work is immediate and contributes his countercultural point of view to the social discourse through his street art and paintings. It's an impressively prolific body of work, created in a style that's very energetic, incidental, and clear in its culturally significant themes. Particularly the street art, going out, you know, during the lockdown and making political statements in the streets, commentary on the way things are going at the time. Antonetta, Nina's commitment to her cyanotype work and tenacity to adapt the process and see the work through despite all the lockdown obstacles has been incredible. At the beginning of the year, so this is all printmaking work. It requires that you have that studio space to work in. And at the beginning of the year, there was a strong leaning towards Mocolito, which is like a wood engraving. I'm going to butcher it. So I'm not going to talk about it. I didn't get to see it happen because we didn't get to do it. But within these images, so these are all cyanotypes, which is photochemical exposure prints. The balance of the intense control that she shows through the way she draws and arranges the compositional elements. It's a highly controlled image, but then it's exposed through this very random and unstable process. And that combination is that contrast is a fantastic thing to bring to these images that gives them a really surreal and dreamlike quality. Darcy's created an intelligent and provocative series of works with clear and important messages delivered with a biting feminist wit from her unique point of view. As a teacher, it's exciting to see each piece that Darcy creates or has created over the year. Each piece approached as its own individual challenge and moving between different subject matter and mediums to suit the content that she's got in mind for each piece.
Sorry, Neil, I just had a comment that we can't see the work. We can see, okay, so some people can. All right, might be an iPad issue.
Share is on.
It could be on the, okay, it looks as though we
I can see it on my iPad.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, because Romy's set up.
Yep.
Yeah, no, before it happened to me, I had to tap on the switch to screen share. So
that worked for me too.
Yeah, so you've got to rearrange
Romy's
the
saying
windows
it's all
to see
good.
the full
He's
screen.
All good.
Romy's on. Thanks, Romy.
Well, I'm going to skip you now, Romy. Skipping you. Mary Jane. Mary Jane's dedicated a year to creating work dedicated to the beauty and power of Mauritian women, working in a range of techniques to pay tribute through these bold and iconic compositions. They're great work. Romy. All right, I'll do Romy. Romy is a part-time student in the course and has spent the year balancing life with his beautiful young family against his passion for storyboarding and having to steal moments to work on all of this work. He dedicated a lot of time in our first semester together to honing and adapting his drawing skills, really challenging himself and pushing those skills to get not only the ability, but also the speed and precision that you need for storyboarding and quick concept art. In this semester and in previous semester as well, he found 2 real-world storyboard and concept design projects working with real people to build his portfolio through. So he's finished the year with this fantastic series of works that are very applicable to industry, and he's been able to get that feedback not only from us but from people that are directly passionate about the projects that he's working on. Gemma's work is created through building, I wrote building twice, through building up lots of tiny marks and is often about the little details in life, the ones that you can only see if you look hard enough. At the end of her studies, she hopes to create a coffee table book full of her artwork that someone can pick up and get lost in exploring. I stole that from the page. Didn't sum up Gemma's work well enough. Cheeky. Here we go. Josh has an infectious love of dinosaurs, a love that my kids and I really connect with as we look through the work. There's a good balance between the scientific accuracy and then building up a narrative through bringing personality and relationships to the creatures.
I cannot see the work.
Sorry? Someone else can't see the work.
Who
Yeah,
you can't see the work? Who
was saying,
maybe can you put it in the chat so we know who you are? Sorry,
Yeah,
we can't.
It was Lucy.
Oh, Lucy. Okay.
Lucy, okay.
Lucy, you on an iPad or?
I think she nodded.
yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. I think
Maybe turn it on and off again.
Yep, Isabel had a tip before.
Yeah, so if you're on the iPad, you might find a thing in the corner that says switch to screen share or whatever. So try tap that and then you'll be able to see the work, not Neil talking. Even though it's nice.
Yeah.
Thanks, Isabel.
Okay, where was I?
You were saying something about dinosaurs.
It was still on dinosaurs. Yep.
Josh's work, yeah. So the work really draws the audience in and inspires them to learn more about the lives of these prehistoric species. Daniela's works are created these works are all in series of 3, which I think is a really nice addition to it, to be able to explore these things. They are precisely designed compositions which are balanced, which balance observed realistic contour drawings against minimal graphic design sort of cleanliness that comes from a background in graphic design. And it captures this unique point of view that she has coming over into more of a fine arts approach from a graphic design perspective. There's a really nice balance of control and just letting the observation take over and drawing what's actually there. Julia's whimsical characters live in scenes inspired by her Italian heritage, and she has shown an inspirational dedication to continuously improving her craft skills to bring these creatures to life throughout this year with us. Always looking to learn more. In the bottom left corner, you can see the drawing. There's a series of drawings of these sorts of intimate sort of Italian hands doing Italian things, capturing that sort of cultural zeitgeist. And they're really beautiful works that show her the depth of her ability to be able to capture mood and a realistic sense of place and culture. Connie is another printmaker and painter who had to be very resourceful through the lockdown period. Had many busy days when we returned to campus to get all of her work through the press, both in July and then in the stage 4 lockdown as well. After that, frantic. Was it last week? Pretty frantic. Connie's works are earthy and emotional traditional media works along the themes of herbology, gardening, plants, herb-based remedies, poetry. A favourite of all of us in the department is her charming portrait of Costa from Gardening Australia.
Yeah, it's really good.
David's works are explorations in self-image and existentialism. Very deliberate drawings made in the moment, inspired by Albert Giacometti and the works of the existentialists, the writings and poetry and the art of that period. There's a real conviction to each of these drawings that gives them a real sense of importance and exploration and mystery. Yeah, but that sense of art capturing somebody's unique experience or someone's unique point of view, I think that really gets that across through these drawings. Yeah, that's
beautiful.
It.
Thanks, Neil. That was really good. It's really good, given that we've missed out on seeing so much of the work. Well, I have certainly, and a lot of people on the event tonight haven't seen it before. It was really good to get an insight into each artist's work. So thank you for that. We're going to move on to our next segment, which is we're going to hear a little bit from the students and to learn a little bit more about what drives them and some other questions we have for them. And I'm going to hand over to Kirsten, who is going to have a bit of a chat with a couple of students. So I shall spotlight you, Kirsten.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yep, very good.
I just want to say how lovely you're all looking this evening too. I haven't seen some of you since we were in class in probably April or something like that. You're looking gorgeous. So, and more importantly, obviously the work's looking fantastic. And for me, there's a real sense of pride in seeing what you've all been able to accomplish over the year and seeing the work really grow. It's fantastic. So I had a couple of questions for a couple of students tonight. The first one was for Nina. Nina's there, yep, great.
I've spotlighted you both.
Thank you. Nina, can you tell us a little bit about your cyanotype process that is so integral to the work that you make, and what attracted you to this technique? Because it's not necessarily the most well-known technique, and you use it a lot in your work. Can you tell us a little bit about how it works and why you use it?
Sure. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Loud and clear.
Because my little red thing said I was off. Anyway, the cyanotype, I think it was introduced at Melbourne Polytechnic, and I just loved it. I loved the fact that we had this alternate sort of photographic technique that I could actually use with my drawings instead of just with photographs or negatives. And the blue was really something that really appealed to me. It's that sense of, you know, the blue images sort of have a nostalgic quality. They sort of brought me back to sort of like a bit of sort of memory sort of stages where you're sort of like looking at an image, but it's not quite, you know, really succinct and clear. And there's that lovely sort of ethereal sort of quality about it. And I just love that. And I think too with blue, because a lot of the work that I do is based on personal sort of experiences. So I'm trying to sort of create images that actually have that sort of memory, a sense of things being lost, perhaps. You know, the blue sort of makes you feel, you know, a little bit sad. There's that evokes emotions of sadness, but it's also a very calming color as well. So those were the things that attracted me to cyanotype. The process itself was really enjoyable. And when I work with it, my techniques are, I love to do my drawings. I love to do the actual images. I like to find images that actually convey some sort of sense of emotion. And for me, that again, they're very personal, but I like to have really, like Neil said, very controlled drawings. I like to have a lot of detail in my drawings, and that does take me a lot of time. But once I stop the drawings, I then create the negatives or transparencies that I can actually use for the cyanotype process. And then I explore different things that I can do with cyanotype. So there's so many techniques that you can use. You can actually use the transparencies. You can use them in a positive or a negative format so that you actually get that ghost-like quality to it. Mm-hmm. And I love playing with nature. I love having, you know, those plant organic sort of materials that I can layer. So I get that layered sort of component to it. And this year especially has really brought to my attention how, even though I felt like I was waiting for the weather gods to play with me, because I kept getting cloudy days when I was ready to produce things, and you know, sunny days where I didn't have anything to produce because I wasn't ready for it. It sort of feels like I'm working with nature. So that, you know, there's this cooperation with nature. You're sort of out there, you know, out in the garden, putting your work down. You're waiting for things to actually be exposed and created. And there's an element, I love that element, that you don't know what's going to happen. So I may add things like soap bubbles or a little bit of water with a little bit of vinegar just to see what kind of effect I have. I may change the chemicals a little bit so I can get a different kind of blue. And all those things, you don't know what you're going to get with the paper that you're using. It could be rice paper or other watercolor paper, and you just don't know what you're going to get. So it's a surprise in the end. You get this picture and you go, wow, it really worked. Or you go, oh, it didn't work. If it didn't work, sometimes I go back to it, I bleach it, I recoat it, I re-expose it with different elements, and then I get that two-tone effect. So I've had a lot of fun experimenting, and I think that those are the things that really, really attract me to the cyanotype process.
And does it still feel kind of magical to you then, Nina? Like now that you've been doing it for a number of years, and, you know, like you said, you've kind of got a process involved, and you know, if something doesn't work out, ways that you can manipulate it. Does it still feel magical when you go and you see the kind of, you know, the final result when you go and check the print?
Yes, it does, because sometimes it's so unexpected. You wouldn't expect that you're going to get that kind of, those kind of colors appearing, or that sort of like effect if you're adding a little bit of water or the soap suds, or, just using botanicals. When you've got that plant material, you don't know if you're going to get that 3D sort of impact on it. So it is kind of magical. And even though I try to control it at first, it's that let it go. It's not going to be perfect. And to me, it's that unpredictability, and it allows for imperfection. To me, it's a reflection of life. That's what life's like. It's imperfect. You don't know what you're going to get. And so that process really resonates with me. And that's why I love it so much.
Yeah. I think for me, it's the tactile quality of the work. So
Yes.
Nina's working on exposed papers, so she can use watercolor papers and things like that have got beautiful surfaces, or rice papers and things. And then the actual idea too of physical touch of the objects, the found objects that you might be laying on there, flowers or plants or dresses or whatever it is, the actual tactile quality of the material is sort of captured. And even the way the light touches the surface of the artwork as well. There's this concept of touch embedded through the work. And I think that brings up, ideas of memory and loss for me as well in your work, and it sort of haunts all the work and it appears throughout. I think it's really, really lovely marriage of form and content going on there, Nina, and I hope you keep going. You've got a body of work there for a number of years, I think, to keep you.
Yes, I think I can keep exploring it in different ways. And I think this year I really love adding that touch where you're talking about memory and, the past, a little bit of embroidery, which brings back, a lot of my mum back to me. And I haven't done very much of that this year, but I'm hoping in future that I'll add a lot more of that to it. So
definitely scope for that. That's fantastic.
Thank
you. I could sit here and talk to Nina all night, but we better.
Thanks, Nina.
I've missed you all so much. But we better keep on meeting. Thank you, Nina. That was fantastic. And
You're welcome.
Thank you for all of your process.
Thanks.
Next, I've got a question for David. David, can you hear me? David there?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hey, David. Oh, I haven't seen you for ages either. Hello.
Hello.
You're outside somewhere. That's nice.
Yeah, for some reason.
That's okay. Fresh air. Lovely.
Yeah.
So David, I wanted to ask you about your work again, because and this is me personally, I'm very attracted to works that are interested in process. So it's another process question. And for me, looking at your work, I wanted to know, the process of making seems so important in your work. Is the process of making more important to you in making the work, or is it the final product more important? And how has that sort of changed over the year? Has it changed over the year?
Okay, so I would say both of them, they are quite important for me, because I think our process is the result. So at that point, it reminds me about the Chinese calligraphy. Yeah, it's like a Chinese writing. It's really important of the moving of the writing. So for me, because general, once I finish each mark, I generally don't fix that. So I just leave it as is. So yeah, so for me, I think that's so it is the process really important for me as well. Yeah, but it's just like, because maybe because my background as a designer as well, so I'm really care about in the end the visual look. And I think the most impact me about the result in this year is general, I don't look what I'm doing during the processing. So I try to record during the lockdown, like when I'm doing the old artwork. So I found out it's really interesting when it's kind of like I have another personality come up when I'm doing the process, which is kind of like, I would say it's kind of like you turn to another mood, which is like doing the meditation. So yeah, it just really surprised me. I was really concentrated on it. Even those face study, like just 40 faces, but generally I spend around like 45 minutes, like just non-stop. So I would say it's really surprised me as well. Yeah.
And it's that single point of focus, isn't it? Because it's just you and that particular mark that you're making in that particular moment in time. And I guess for me, looking at the work, it looks like you're making the work and, like you said, not thinking too much about the outcome, the final result. You're making the marks in time And then the final image, therefore, just becomes kind of a record of that period of time of what you've made in that particular time on that particular day in that particular drawing. So it's this record. However, given your dexterity and your skill and your background in design and your amazing life drawing that you're able to, they just happen to be actually really exquisite drawings that are really beautiful for the viewer to look at too. And I think anyone could look at them without any background in art and enjoy watching, the structure of the drawing build up. The process isn't hidden. As you said, you can see all the marks that have been built up over time. And so you actually sort of see the skeleton of the framework of the drawing build. And I think that's always really fascinating and a way into the artwork for the viewer as well. They can kind of become involved in almost imagining how it unfolded over time.
Yes.
So they're fantastic. You're going to keep making this type of work, David, do you think?
Yes, I will. I want to do a collection as well. The really good quality of the paper.
Yep, save your money.
Yeah.
Save up the money. Paper's expensive, but yeah, you definitely should. Again, you've got so much scope for extending this idea over many series of works and just slight changes that you could keep making this type of work forever, really. So keep going and let us know how you go too. I want to see.
Okay. Thank you, Kirsten.
Okay. Thanks, David.
Thanks, Kirsten. Thanks, Nina. Thanks, David. I'm going to hand over now to Warren, and Warren has some questions for some more students. Over to you, Warren. I'm going to try and spotlight you, but I can't actually find you.
I'm here. I'm here somewhere.
Are you on as Warren or?
I might be on as Chris. Sorry.
All right. I'm going to Chris. I'm going to spotlight you.
Sorry,
Warren.
but she used
That's
my
all right.
laptop today.
Just confusing me. There we go. I'm going to replace that one. There we go.
Yeah. So I've got two questions. One for Isabel and one for Luella. One's a process question, the other's a genre question. So I'll start with Luella. You've got some very individual and unique techniques there, Luella. I was wondering what made you decide that approach over all the myriad of other approaches out there, because it's very different.
Okay, thank you. There were so many reasons why, but the main one was because it was so unique, and I haven't found many artists at all that actually use the acetate in this particular way with the layers, and also the glass and other kind of transparent surfaces that you can use this on. I also like the challenge of using it because you have to work completely in reverse by the most minute detail. For instance, like the white of the eye to the pupil all the way back. That has to be done first. So it's like thinking backwards, which is a real challenge, and it's quite meditative. So I love that aspect of it. I also like the way that you can combine different layers, and my initial idea was to be able to combine the different layers so that you get the shadow play, and you would be able to see it in situ in the gallery. But of course, because of COVID, that didn't work. So I had to end up improvising, and which was kind of nice because Jodie, the printmaking teacher, was amazing and was like, "Oh, Luella, you need to kind of speed up this process somehow." And so I worked out that if I did a layer of, like printed flowers and using the ink, so it was an opaque background, I could then photograph it, because no matter what you do, the surface is shiny, so it's impossible to photograph. Even the best photography teachers that I had in this class, I was doing, were finding that a challenge. I also love how you can combine different layers. So you can work on one layer to do, like, for instance, like the face, and then another layer for the background, another layer again for like different things. It's like endless. I love the physical sensation of drawing on that or painting on the acetate because it is completely smooth, which is, it's beautiful. When I was a young
just glides, isn't it?
yeah, when I was a teenager, I used to come home from school absolutely covered in pen because I'd be bored doodling and just, you know, drawing on myself. And it's like that sensation. It's beautiful. And of course, the finished look. Initially, I was trying to go for like the pop art look, which was, you know, really flat, but a lot of pop art people or a lot of people from the 60s, 70s psychedelic actually use the spray guns on it, like the air guns, but I didn't have that. So yeah, I kind of came up with a different kind of aesthetic to it, but yeah, but that's why. But yeah,
I think it's a hybrid that really works. Actually, it sort of ties together a few different sort of techniques, and it's just fascinating how you were able to work out being able to work backwards and sort of nut it all out so that you would put your foreground in and gradually your background would sort of go around it.
exactly.
So, and then working with film as well, it's, you know, you've done a remarkable job to sort of pull all that together.
And every week I was like, Warren, what do? I need this. Oh my God, Neil, I need this. And because Neil had the digitally cell art kind of, you know, painting background, I'd ask him. Warren had the fine art, I'd be asking him. So yeah, it was absolutely brilliant to have such mentors to help me every week. And then I would just go back and I'd try to research, I'd play around and I'd come back. So the course was invaluable for that, as with the all the other students, because if it wasn't for Romy and Justin, just in an offhanded conversation that said, oh, why don't you try doing it on acetate? And that sent me down the path. And then I just fell in love with it and I just couldn't stop. And I was emailing Sean, the photography teacher, all the time saying, oh my God, how do I photograph this? So yeah, you guys have been absolutely invaluable with it. And yeah, and it's just been an absolute pleasure. I just absolutely love working with it. And I could not have done it. I wouldn't have thought about it without you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, well done.
Well done, Luella.
Thank you.
So my next question, like I said, is for Isabel, sorry. And that is, what draws you to that genre?
Isabel, Isabel, sorry, before you do, can I just, if people don't know, to see the people I'm spotlighting, so to see the lovely Isabel and Warren talking, you need to go into speaker view, not gallery view. Sorry, Isabel, to interrupt you. Over to you.
Thank you, Warren. Very good question. Basically, I've loved hippie art from like the 60s and 70s since I was like 14 or 15. And the imagery that comes with that is just like always been so inspiring to me. I really like the kind of texture that it kind of has about it, like the drippy kind of like warping and everything. And I look for that in other artworks. And when I can like try and like emulate that with my squishy eyeball dripping weird thing, it's just like, it makes me feel great. So yeah, that's why I like it.
Yeah, because
it's very cool.
Really very interesting to look at how you've sort of modified all the shapes and, you know.
Like getting like the perfect curve and everything and making it just look like it's, I don't know, melting is like, yeah, I love it.
Yeah, and your use of colour is very nice too. So
thank you.
You've done some really beautiful work.
Thank you. Yeah, I love bright, bold colours. Everything, just, you know, come at me.
Great.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think Helen said she definitely needs a T-shirt.
I'll make anybody a T-shirt. Anybody.
Well, they grow great on T-shirts. I saw one of your T-shirts. They look fantastic.
Yeah. Is it too late for Christmas presents?
No, I got time. School's over now.
Good.
Excellent.
All right. Thank you for that, you two. And I'll handball over to Helen again.
Okay, thanks everyone. We have one more segment in our student teacher segment, and I'm going to hand over to Ben, and he has a couple of questions for a couple of more students before we go into our awards part of the night. So Ben, I'm just going to find you and spotlight you.
Hi, yeah, I'm going to stay off video because my
Okay,
bandwidth
yep,
is
not on.
really, really low and everyone's breaking up. So I'm going to stay
Okay,
black screen,
okay,
sadly.
got it. Yep.
But if you can hear me all right,
We can.
I'll continue. So yeah, thanks, Helen. Just quickly want to say well done to all of the advanced diploma students this year. I only got to know you halfway through the year once we were already in lockdown. So my knowledge of all of you is as it is here, all through little screens. But I got a really huge sense of everyone's potential and their ideas through the Theory 2 course that we did. So I really feel like I got a great insight into the way everyone worked, and I was really honoured that you shared your processes with me so in such a heartfelt and kind of vulnerable way. That was really amazing. It's been great also to see how you've progressed your work and finished things off since the time I last saw what you were doing, and seeing all your wonderful work here in the online gallery is it's really gratifying, really amazing to see. I got two students I want to talk to. First of all, I've got a question for Connie, and these questions sort of come out of some of the discussions we had in class. But Connie's my first student I want to talk to, and I want to ask you a question, Connie, about the connection in your artwork between natural alchemy and your Catholic upbringing, because I know there's a kind of tension there, and there's a bit of a story to your journey. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Okay. Hi, Ben. Deep question, so I'll keep it short and I'll use one example. Well, my early childhood experience through the Catholic religion kind of exposed me to rituals that involved burning candles, incense, anointing oils, plants. Now, this attributed to my ongoing connection to nature and symbolism. And I guess one example I'll use is wax, which some of you may know as encaustics, and you'll see that in some of my work. I remember being 4 or 5 years old, and if my mum's watching, I didn't burn the house down, but I remember being 4 or 5 years old, and I'd be in the moonlight in bed, in the middle of the night, I'd be melting the pastel-coloured birthday candles, and I'd watch them with fascination melting and creating images on my bed sheets. And I've always been fascinated. And yeah, I grew up and still, drawn to using wax in my works and in a lot of my artworks growing up. And yeah, some of my images now today consist of some signs and symbols as well that you might recognise or relate to from cultures and eras and religions. And I've modernised them all by creating their own meaning, and they relate to the subjects in my works. So, for instance, like Costa, he has a big bold sunflower, to represent his big personality, and then you've got the wax beehive that represents preservation, and he's got the protection of the pitchfork or the triton, some of you may know. And that's my point. There's different symbols and signs from different beliefs and cultures. But, at the end of the day, it's a representation of the subject. And then in my lino cuts, they're more bold, and you'll see mixed signs and symbols, and you'll even see cartomancy. So there's so much elements and signs and symbols that are used, that really have their own meanings, and I love working with that. But yeah, it did as a child. Yeah, a lot of it got misconstrued, where with my little practices, my little making of stuff. So yeah, I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, look, it's not surprising that you would find your way into kind of pagan symbolisms after being brought up a Catholic, because of course the Catholic Church is full of pagan symbolism. You know, there's a cannibalistic ritual in the sacrament. There's the pagan festival of midwinter, which is Christmas. You know, there's all kinds of, you know, there's only scratch the surface of Christianity, and there's a lot of pagan symbolism underneath. I also love how you've really reconnected with strong childhood impulses, and that's like a theme I've heard a few people mention, that in delving deep into their artwork and their art practice, they've reconnected with very deep, very early aspects of themselves, and they're making sense of that. It's really coming back to you as like an affirmation that you're on the right track, kind of thing. So
Absolutely.
yeah, lovely to hear you describe your work in this way, though, Connie. It really helps it make a lot more sense to the viewer, I think.
Oh, thank you, Ben. It's so enjoyable with a D. That's great. Thank you.
All right.
It's lovely, Connie. Thank you.
I have another question, if I can move on. Thanks, Connie. My last question is for MJ, and this one again grew out of some of the discussions we had in class, MJ. So my question is this: it's been a really big year for lots of reasons, but from your point of view, tell us how the Black Lives Matter movement has impacted on your life, as well as your creative work, and also your future business and career plans.
Thanks, man. So yeah, it's been a big year, and Black Lives Matter changes my belief, perception, and way of thinking about it. We all racism and so on. From my point of view, Black people should learn how to love themselves first before being judgmental and categorizing people of different races. And they should stand for themselves first. As through the manifestation, we have seen that not only Black people have been fighting for Black people, but other people too. So it helped me in my artwork. As Beyonce said, never trade nobody for yourself. That message I want to pass for my artwork to motion girls, to love themselves first. Self-love will bring worth and value. And yeah, I think I have all the keys needed to be a successful artist in the future. Yeah, self-love is key.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thanks, MJ.
Thanks, Mary Jane. Thanks, Ben.
Yeah, and I'll hand back to you. Thanks for the opportunity to ask the questions tonight, everybody, and thanks, Helen.
Thank you. Okay, now I'm now going to hand over to Con. Con's actually going to announce some awards for tonight's exhibition. So Con, I will not spotlight you because I'm going to go back to sharing the screen so we can look at the work.
That's good. I don't think I need to be spotlighted.
Oh.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Yeah, welcome to Meraki, and yeah, it's great to see some past students, some current students from other courses. It's been an incredible year. Look, we've laughed, we've cried, you know, it's been quite a journey, and I think this is my 8th Advanced Diploma exhibition. And considering the year that we've had with the lockdown, it's quite remarkable, quite unbelievable, really, that we can actually celebrate every student's creative ambitions in the way we have tonight. You know, the work, when you get to look at each individual web page, artist page, you'll be blown away, I'm sure, by the standard of work. Considering the lockdown, remote learning, limited access to resources, I'm extremely proud right now. Having said that, it's almost impossible to judge an exhibition like the Advanced Diploma, because by definition, it's a multidiscipline course. Each student enrolls with a mission to fulfill their own personal creative ambitions. They have their own passion projects. Some students working, you know, on a body of work. Maybe it's for an exhibition. Others are working on commercial output. But by definition, it's really hard to sort of give awards to, you know, just one student. And I've got 9 awards to announce tonight. So there's 15 students. So I would love to give everybody an award, but you know, for me and for the teaching staff, and I'm sure Helen as well, everybody who has been you know, close and intimate with the students throughout the year, everyone really has, you know, the award.
Yeah.
The reward is the award. The award that you've actually completed the course and you've been able to produce what you have tonight has been a reward in itself. Anyway, I'm waffling on, so let me just start by thanking all the sponsors. We've got a number of sponsors that have supported the awards, and I'll just mention Fire Station, Print Studio, Eckersley's, Illustrators Australia, Dean's Art, Jackie Winter, Wacom, Regent Gallery, Anastasia Kotspavlidis. Yeah, thank you so much for your continuing support over the years and for tonight's awards presentation. And now I'll call out the award, and hopefully when I announce the winner, Helen will be able to navigate to that page. So we're going to start with the Printmaking Award. This is sponsored by Fire Station Print Studio, and there's a number of students in the Advanced Diploma this year, as you've heard, who have enjoyed printmaking, even remotely. But, you know, we can only give it to one student. And so it is great pleasure that the student who wins this award, sponsored by Fire Station, is Antoinetta Martin. Nina Martin. Well done, Nina.
Woo!
And we can have a look, quick look at some of the cyanotypes now that we were talking about earlier. And you can see beautiful work. So congratulations, Nina. You win a membership with Fire Station. So we'll be in touch with you throughout the week with all the details, but I think you're going to really enjoy the prize.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Right. Beautiful work. All right. So now we go to the second award, and there's 2 illustration awards. The first one's sponsored by Jackie Winter Group, and the second one is sponsored by Illustrators Australia. So this is an award that goes to students in the course that have got an illustration type bent in the type of work that they're producing. So once again, these are really difficult awards to judge. But the first one, the first illustration award, which is sponsored by Jackie Winter, goes to Danny Moreno. So well done, Danny. Helen's going to bring up your page right now. Congratulations.
Lovely. Yeah, love this.
So, Danny, you'll win a portfolio appraisal from Jeremy Wartsman, who is the manager of Jackie Winter, and so I'll be in touch with you with the details. But that's a great prize, and congratulations again. The second illustration award.
Sorry, just going to the bottom, Con.
No worries,
sorry, I'm a bit behind. Okay.
I wasn't sure if I was on a time
I'm ready.
limit.
No, all good. I'm just out of sync.
Now, this award is sponsored by our friends at Illustrators Australia, and the prize is a year membership. And it gives me great pleasure to award it to Romy Van Handley for his amazing storyboard.
Well done, Romy.
Well done, Romy.
Thanks so much, everyone.
So once again, Romy, we'll be in touch with all the details of the prize, but yeah, everyone was really impressed with the quality of the work, the professionalism and the dedication to task. So I think you're going to enjoy the year membership with Illustrators Australia.
Well done, Romy. It's brilliant.
Thank you. There's a crying baby in the background, so I'll turn myself on mute.
That's okay.
I thought that was you crying.
Just part of the family.
I'm so happy.
Now we have one digital award sponsored by Wacom Australia, and this is a great prize. This is a Wacom tablet to the value of $500. And so there's quite a few artists, as you can see, that have ventured into the digital realm. And again, really difficult to choose just one, but the award goes to Joshua. You have won the award for Best Digital Work.
Oh, well done, Joshua.
Once again, beautiful dinosaur renderings, and you can see he's been working pretty hard all year. And what's really quite interesting with the work that you're seeing is that Josh spends quite a bit of time developing the concepts on paper. So there's a lot of sketching and, conceptual thinking before he gets to start to render them. So yeah, enjoy the award, Josh. I'll let Wacom know, and they'll be in touch with you, and they'll send it to your home address. So nice Christmas present for you.
Well done, Josh.
Thanks. That's unexpected again for a second year.
That's good. That's good. Okay, now we have another award this is sponsored by Eckersley's. It's a gift voucher for art supplies, and the award is for traditional media, best traditional media. And again, really tough to distinguish only one person, but again, gives me great pleasure to announce that the award goes to Martin, our friend Martin, also known as Reza. And as Neil mentioned earlier, large-scale, beautiful portraits. He wasn't going to let the pandemic slow him down, and he just worked like a gun all year.
You did. Well done, Reza. Can I just say that Reza's been on campus as soon as we could be on campus. Reza has been there, working away from morning to night, and it's an amazing amount of work, and it's just beautiful work, Reza.
Yeah, I think the women were, company in the isolation during the last, few lockdowns. It's really nice to have the art to go home to, or you're actually at home, you're stuck at home. But it's nice to see just a small snippet of the work that you produced this year, Reza. This is just a small sample.
Prolific.
Okay, now we come to the Best Body of Work Award. And again, I don't have to tell you, almost an impossible task, because every single student has produced what I believe is the best body of work this year. But this award is sponsored by our friends at Dean's Art. And once again, it is art supplies that the person will get. Really tough to choose one person for this award, but the winner is Luella Kennedy. So
well done, Luella.
Luella. And
oh
again,
my God, thank you so much. I'm thrilled.
Very prolific. Once again, this is a small snippet of the work that Luella's been doing all year, but the judges were just blown away when they saw this.
Oh my God, thank you so much. I'm so excited, and I can't wait to spend all the money.
Yep.
I need stuff. Yapo, acetate.
I thought you would.
Oh my God, thank you so much.
It's gorgeous.
Oh, thank you
vibrant.
so much. Oh my God, I'm so thrilled.
Well done, Luella.
Well deserved. So now we come to a special award, the ANS Kotzebue Memorial Award. And I know, Anastasia, you are with us tonight. Thank you so much for once again supporting the students and the course in the way you do. Anastasia spent, I think, the best part of yesterday looking at all the work on the website, and basically settled on one work of art that she would like to acquire for the ANS Kotzebue Memorial. And I think in a few years, we're going to see an exhibition in Melbourne with all the past winners. But this year, the award goes to Nina Martin for her cyanotype titled Drifting. So congratulations, Nina. I think Anastasia...
You might have to show me which one it is. You might need to point it out.
Keep going. Keep one more. Keep going. It's this one here.
That one there. Gorgeous.
So Anastasia, if you're with us, you might want to say a few words about what drew you to this particular work of art. Maybe she's not
Hi.
here.
No,
Yes,
I'm
hello.
here.
Yes.
I had to unmute myself. I couldn't go past that con. It was mesmerizing. There's no other words. I mean, I kept coming back to it, and it was a toss-up again. Oh, it was like 10 of them, and I had to keep going back and crossing them out, ticking them back in. But this one is just not just the process, but the image itself. It's very haunting, and it's so tactile.
And you're looking at it purely aesthetically, but you don't know the story behind it. So I'll get you in touch with Nina. You can have a really good chat about it.
Okay.
In a few days. But yeah, congratulations, Nina, and thank you once again, Anastasia, for all your support.
My pleasure.
Thank you ever
Well done,
so
everyone.
much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
We've got 2 more awards.
Great work.
Thank you so much.
Well deserved. Now we've got 2 more awards. So these are sponsored by the Visual Arts Department, Creative Arts Department, and there's a little gift pack that you get as your prize. And also Regent Gallery have jumped on board this year. Normally we take all the work to get framed at Regent Gallery, but we couldn't this year. And Carl, thank you so much for is contributing a gift voucher at Regent Gallery for the students who win the award. And you've got a 12-month expiry date. So pretty good by all standards. All right, so the first Visual Arts Award goes to Justin DeLu, and I think we're going to find his page now.
We are finding it. We're on it.
Yep, there we go. And so congratulations, Justin. You get a little gift pack from the department, lots of art materials, and also a gift card from Regent Gallery, so you can frame some of your beautiful work.
Excellent. Thank you.
Well done, Justin. They're amazing pieces.
Thank you.
Well done, Justin.
Thanks. I'm just on the way back from going to another exhibition opening. I had my Fred Negro portrait in. But yeah,
yes,
thank you.
Right.
Thanks heaps.
Good on you. All right.
Well done, Justin.
Thank you.
So the second Visual Arts Award, again, with the Regent Gallery gift card. This one goes to Darcy Ridgway. So congratulations, Darcy. Well done.
And yours a second to go.
Where are we?
There we go. How could I not find Darcy's? There we go, Darcy.
Right, great stuff. So Darcy, I know you're with us tonight, but congratulations, and we'll be in touch with the certificates and the prizes. And in fact, everybody will get a lovely certificate. It'll be sent in the mail. If you have changed your address,
Beautiful.
please let us know. Let Martha know tomorrow if you have changed your address, but there'll be some nice early Christmas presents coming your way. But congratulations to everybody, not just the award winners, but to the entire class. You've actually made the lockdown really bearable, because I've been really enjoyed the weekly Zoom meetings, and I'm going to miss you all. So I don't know if you want to come back again next year. But,
on Zoom or to the classroom?
I think we're going to we'll probably still have drinks next year. We're going to organise a few get-togethers. But, that's all from me, Helen.
Thank you, Con. And again, congratulations, everyone, for all of those awards. I'm now actually going to hand over to Gemma. Gemma, are you okay if I spotlight you? Gemma, are you with us?
Sorry, I had to find the unmute button. That's fine.
All right,
what we're going to do for this particular segment, I think we're going to stop sharing, and we're just going to go to the full gallery view with no spotlighting.
Okay. No spotlighting? Okay.
Yeah, because I want to do a group photo of everybody. So
all right. Sorry, Gemma. It was lovely to see you for a few seconds.
That's okay. No worries.
All right. So
there we go.
We can see everybody now. Lovely. And can I make a suggestion? If I know you're a bit shy sometimes, but if you can put your cameras on, I want to take a few group shots with everybody. So Gemma, sorry, over to you now.
No worries. Hi everybody, I'm Gemma, and I would like to begin with some thank yous from the Advanced Diploma. So thank you to our family, friends, VIPs for attending tonight. It means a lot to all of us that you are able to come along and show your support. To our sponsors, Ecosys, Wacom Australia, Dean's Art, the Jackie Winter Group, Fire Station Print Studio, Illustrators Australia, Regent Gallery, and Anastasia Kotsupova, thank you. To our technicians, Catherine, for an amazing website, and Karen, thank you. To our admin staff, Angela and Martha, thank you. To our program leader, Helen, thank you. And to our teachers, Warren, Con, Bill, Jody, Sean, Kirsten, Neil, and Ben, a big thank you for helping us get through this year, something we will forever be grateful for. Now, I was given the privilege tonight to give the closing address, and whilst preparing, I found that I was putting quite a bit of pressure on myself to make it perfect. And then I sat back and I thought about it, and this year's been far from. And that's when I realized it's not about trying to make it perfect, it's about making it real and speaking from the heart. So I know my fellow students and myself have found it incredibly challenging this year, and our world has become vastly different in a very short amount of time. And our normal day-to-day was no longer. We had to adapt to online learning and adapt fast, somehow find our stride again amongst all the lockdowns. And I believe we can all proudly say that we did just that. I mean, look at us now, an online exhibition. Even when we wanted to give up, we didn't. We kept going together. We became stronger than ever together. And we proved to ourselves that no matter what life has to throw at us, we can make it. We can come out on top and we can conquer anything we put our minds to. I'm grateful I had all of you by my side this year. Oh, I didn't think I'd cry, sorry.
We weren't exactly by your side, but...
But you were. So forever, you will all have a place in my heart. I wish you all the best for the future. And now it's time for you to go make your mark. Thank you.
Well done, Gemma. Thank you.
Thank you, Gemma. Beautiful.
They were really lovely words on behalf of the group.
It is emotional. It's an emotional story, what happened this year, and the way we all coped. And you know, it's a tribute to everybody, you know, it's staff and students, and Helen as well. You know, I just want to thank Helen for being our rock when we needed her, and you know, just incredible throughout the year.
Thanks, Con. Thanks, everyone. And that really is sorry, we've run a little bit over time, but I think it was well worth it for all the extra things that we've heard and talked about tonight. So thanks, everyone, for coming. This is now the end of our exhibition opening night. But if you would like to stay on and have a chat in the usual Visual Arts Brady Bunch style, please do. Maybe just to finish off, we can have everyone take their mic, unmute mics, and give everyone a round of applause so we can hear it. There we go.
Well done.
Make some noise. Oh yeah. Oh, where's the kid when you need him?
Was that you? Was that you, Neil?
Yeah.
Very nice.
Lovely.
Oh, hi, Connie.
Thank you, everyone. I'm going to miss everyone.
I know.
I'm going to miss you, Connie.
Hey,
Didn't
Connie.
even see you this year.
Yeah. We'll just keep talking to Con. I'm sure he'll get you back as a guest speaker.
I'll bring in some food. You know,
just turn up.
Yeah, just turn up.